Email etiquette. In this lesson, we will discuss the different parts of an email and how to use proper etiquette and appear professional when sending emails. Table of contents. Part 1. What is email etiquette? Part 2. Email structure. And Part 3. How to write a professional email. Part 1. Email etiquette. What is etiquette? Okay, the formal definition of etiquette is the conduct or procedure required by good breeding or prescribed by authority to be observed in social or official life. Synonyms are manners, form, and proprieties. That is a lot of words. We can simplify the concept by saying that etiquette means manners and proper form, or the proper way to do things. Therefore, email etiquette simply means using manners and proper form when emailing. Part 2. Email structure. All of the different parts of an email. Parts of the email. Writing an email is similar to writing a business letter and shares some, but not all, elements of structure. Parts of an email include an address line, CC and BCC, that would be carbon copy and blind carbon copy, a subject line, an opening, also known as a salutation, body, closing, and signature. I've also provided a link to my Quizlet, and you can review all of the definitions of the different parts of an email. Email structure. Address, or to, line, the email address of the person you are sending the email to. The person you're sending the email to is the recipient. Okay, next we have the subject line. This is where you tell your recipient what the email is about. It should be short and clear. Then there is an opening. This is the salutation. For example, dear Mr. Jones, good morning, Ms. Cadiz, hi, Ms. Alvarez, something where it's a greeting. Email structure. The body is the main part of the email. This is where you write your message. The closing, words like sincerely, kind regards, etc., that is where you politely sign off. And just below the closing is your signature. That is where you type your name and any relevant credentials. Part 3, writing a proper email. Now I'm going to read through an example of a properly written email. Okay, the subject line says, question about EverFi module. Dear Ms. Cadiz, how are you? I hope you are staying safe and enjoying this beautiful weather. I am doing my best to complete the income and employment module, but I am stuck. I am trying to complete the personal allowances worksheet, but the program will not allow me to continue. See below for a picture. Can you tell me what I can do to proceed with the module? Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance for your assistance. Sincerely, Jane Doe. Okay, so you will notice that it includes all of the elements of structure that we talked about in the previous slides. There is an opening or salutation, dear Ms. Cadiz. It's properly capitalized and punctuated, as is the whole thing, which is very important to look professional. Okay, at the beginning of the body, you will notice that the sender did not jump in and just make her request. Okay, there is a line right underneath dear Ms. Cadiz where she says, how are you? I hope you are staying safe and enjoying the beautiful weather. So she added in a little bit of a pleasantry to warm up the tone of the email. She continued to state her issue in the body clearly and concisely and offered enough detail that the issue could be addressed without the recipient having to go back and send a bunch of follow-up questions. She then thanked the recipient politely and used a proper closing. Okay, so this email was to the point, but it gave plenty of detail, and she even went a little further and attached a picture to make it even more clear so she could get her objective met. Email etiquette do's and don'ts. Do. Use proper email in academic or professional situations. In other words, when you're emailing your teacher, a potential employer, or your boss, or your work colleagues, you need to use proper email etiquette. If you are emailing your friends or family, maybe you can be a little bit more casual. But when it comes to school and work or a job that you want, you need to use proper email etiquette. Don't write the entire message in the subject line. Again, subject line should be short and clear. Do. Be mindful of your tone. Your tone should be pleasant. Your tone should always be pleasant. Okay. Don't. Use slang or casual language. This is not a text. Emailing is a form of professional communication. If you want to make the right impression, you will avoid using slang or casual language. Do. Proofread. Your email should be free of spelling and grammatical errors. Use spell check, but understand also that spell check does not get rid of every spelling or grammatical error, so you need to look at it with a critical eye. What I like to do before I'm sending out an email is to read it as though I were the recipient, because then I might notice other, small errors or large errors. Okay. If this is an area of weakness for you, have someone else proofread it, especially if you are inquiring about a potential job. And finally, don't forget to attach. I've done this many times. It sometimes helps to add the attachment before writing the email to ensure you don't skip this step. Okay, and that is email etiquette. Follow email etiquette, and you should be well on your way to sounding professional.